Good evening. Welcome to the 2024 Plain Local Schools Foundation Hall Distinction Ceremony. My name is Brian May, and I'm proud to be the superintendent here at Plain Local Schools. And we are just honored that you're here tonight to hear some stories and talk about the district, to hear about the amazing people that have contributed so much to Plain Local Schools. So we hope you have a great meal. We hope you get to meet some new friends and have a great conversation. So welcome again, and now I'd like to turn the mic over to Danielle.
Hi, my name is Danielle Harper, and I am so glad, and we want to thank you personally for coming here tonight to celebrate the inductees of the Plain Local Foundation and Alumni Association Hall of Distinction. It is a great night, and it's so exciting to see seeds that were planted at the beginning within Plain Local Schools and be honored in this way today. As I said, my name is Danielle Harper. I'm the current Executive Administrative Assistant for the board. Susie Lance, our president, has been off. She's very ill tonight, so she is so sad that she can't be here tonight, but I have all her notes, so hopefully I won't mess that up too much. I would like to share with you some distinguished members that are here tonight. You've already seen Mr. Brian May, our superintendent, and stand up front, stay up, there you go. All right, Brian Matthews is our assistant superintendent. All right, Mike Babbage is our business manager. And Nick Mancini is the treasurer of Plain Local Schools. Let's give them a round of applause. They really do so much that we probably have no idea of what they do on a daily basis. Also, I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the board members of the Plain Local Foundation. Some of them are here tonight, some of them aren't, but if you are here, I want you to make sure that you stand up. Susie Lance is our president, who is not here this evening. Our vice president is Emily Palmer. Daniel Donovan is our treasurer. Melinda Wiles is our alumni co-chair. She's hiding somewhere. I know she is. Where she goes? Okay, there she is. All right. Denise Evans is our alumni co-chair. Lindsay Bowden is our alumni co-chair. Nick Deering, Maggie Hatcher. She's here. Judy Lozinski. Mike Lewers, Kim Purdick, and Emily Weiss. Let's give them a round of applause. They spent so many hours just pouring into these schools. And so we are so grateful that you carved out time tonight to honor these inductees. But I just want to go over a few housekeeping things. There are restrooms at both ends of this venue, not just down there, so that's good. There's less waiting at this one, just so you know if you're a gal, because those lines tend to be a little long. You might have seen some of our cheerleaders from the Glen Oak High School walking around. They're selling 50/50 tickets. We are going to continue to sell those 50/50 tickets until the dinner starts. So if you would like to purchase any, make sure you see any of the gals that are in little white tank tops and green skirts. I would also like to thank our Woodwind Trio students, our photography students from the high school, our video students, our drifters and dancing students. And I'd also like to acknowledge Jill Alderson and her art students who made all of the centerpieces that you see on each of the tables and around the rooms. So we're so lucky to see our school and our students so invested in what's going on here tonight. So that is pretty exciting. So at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce the incredible vocalists from our high school a cappella group called the Drifters, upon their amazing leadership of Brian Keeper. They're also going to be joined by our Glen Oak High School dancers, who is led by the director of all of Plain Programming Dance, Jacqueline Blades. And I'll let them take it from here.
Let's stand for the alma mater, shall we? Those of Plain Local last through the years.
As we roll down this unfamiliar road, although this way is stringing us along, just know you're not alone. I'm gonna make this place your home.
Well done, well done. I would just like to quickly, so you can have a face with the name, Mr. Keeper and Jackie Boyd, come on up here so you can see all this data. Thank you for all you do. One of the things that I get to share tonight, because this is one of our highlights of the year, like I was sharing earlier, is what are some of the things that the Plain Local Foundation does within the school district that we're so proud of. As a foundation, our main focus and the reason we exist is to support teachers and students, and we do that primarily by providing scholarships and STAR grants. This past year, we were able to give out over 20 different scholarships that we partner with the Stark County Community Foundation and endowed funds that we have. And we were able to give out over $85,000 in STAR grants for teachers to be on the cutting edge in equipping and teaching our students in ways that their imagination can keep growing and their education can keep being amazing. So we're super excited that we get to do that every day. In just a moment here, I'm going to have you take a look at the screens, and you'll get to see one of our scholarship winners from last year. Her name is Rachel Forkey, and I think we're going to go ahead and roll that film.
Hi, I'm Rachel Gortney. I graduated in the class of 2024, and upon my graduation, I received the Harry Tim Scholarship for Future Educators from the Plain Local Schools Foundation. With this scholarship, I've been able to attend The Ohio State University with a major in history and a minor in education in hopes of one day being a public high school history teacher. And upon the scholarship and the opportunities provided to me at The Ohio State University, I've had the best setup for my future. I'm taking classes that I'm interested in that help actually benefit me. One of those classes is called the Philosophy of Education, where I'm only one of 3 undergrads. The other 12 students in the class are actually public high school teachers who are going for their master's or doctoral degrees. So not only do I have a professor, but I also have 12 other individuals who actually have real experience teaching in high schools. And therefore, I also have them to pour into and inspire me. And furthermore, not only am I taking the best classes possible, I'm also involved in clubs that directly relate to education. One of those clubs is called Students for Better Schools and Futures, where we actually attend Columbus Public Schools board meetings and continue to see how education policy actually works. On top of this, in December of my senior year, I was offered a job at Dublin Jerome High School as a speech coach. And because I've been able to go to The Ohio State University because of this scholarship, it's continued to allow me to have a job and actually already be invested in the school systems. Because of the scholarship from the Plain Local Schools Foundation, I've been able to learn more and actually be involved with my future career. So thank you, Plain Local Schools.
Next, we're going to hear from Maggie Hatcher, who was one of the teachers this year who received a star grant.
Hey everyone, I'm Jessie Sufiu, and this is Maggie Hatcher. And we are so excited to be here tonight to give a huge shout out to the Plain Local Schools Alumni Foundation.
Yes, we are beyond thrilled to be the recipients of the STAR Grant, which has been an absolute game changer for our Fierce Female program.
For those of you who don't know, Fierce Females is now in its 6th year of spreading positivity, empowerment, and all-around girl power to 4th graders in our district.
That's right, girl power. Thanks to this amazing grant, we've been able to provide t-shirts for all of our Fierce girls. And let me tell you, they rock those shirts like the superstars they are.
It's so awesome seeing them wearing their shirts with pride, knowing they're part of something special. It doesn't stop there. This grant also helps us throw the coolest end of year bash at the Plain Local Amphitheater.
We're talking yoga, delicious food, and this is my favorite part, we collect donations for Akron Children's Hospital. It's all about spreading love and giving back, Fierce Female style.
And the STAR Grant makes all of this possible. We're not just creating memories, we're building connections, forming friendships, and inspiring these girls to learn, lead, and love.
So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you to the Plain Local Schools Alumni Foundation. You've helped us make a lasting impact on these amazing young ladies. And trust us, they're going to change the world. Thank you.
You know, these are just 2 amazing stories of several. And we could be here all night, and don't worry, we're not going to be, but we could be sharing amazing stories just like this. And so your investment in the foundation really does make a difference in the classroom and beyond into university for some of these students. And so one of the things that I would like to encourage you to do is on each of your tables you'll see a card, and it has a QR code on it. If you would like to give a gift to the foundation, please feel free to scan that code. You can set up a recurring gift, you can set up a one-time gift, but then it's done through PushPay. It is a tax-deductible gift, just so you're aware. If you have any questions about that, you can see myself or any of the board members, but those cards are on all of your tables. And if you want to take one home, please feel free to do that tonight. And thank you for your time tonight. We're going to be served dinner, so it's coming straight to your tables. So again, right now, as they're getting ready to come out, if you need to use the restrooms, they're on both sides. And then right after, Brent will start us off with our inductee ceremony. Thank you.
Before I start, we did, Mary Bedell, who heads up our communications, this edition of our magazine. And we did it honoring and highlighting the alumni who work in the district. just so when you leave here tonight, you have a sense of how special this place is that you have created, is 20% of our staff in Plain are alumni. And I think that is so unique and special and different, and something that no one else has in Stark County. So as I transition into talking about tonight, we're going to hear all the stories, and we're going to get to honor each inductee. But please understand, you made this possible. You created the foundation and the groundwork to ensure that this school district and this community moves forward. We're very lucky in Plain. We have a supportive community. We have great kids. We have great programs. You saw it tonight. We have wonderful arts programs. We have our Career Tech program here tonight. And we have fantastic teachers. And I tell my teachers all the time, I'll put you up against anybody in Stark County. You are the best. And I don't say that lightly. So thank you. So to the inductees and their families, congratulations again. Thank you for being here. I hope that you are enjoying your evening, and I hope you do take a moment to soak it all in and to realize the accomplishment that you have. Plain Local is a special place. I love it here. I love that I live here. And my kids have been educated, and my kids are better because of Plain Local Schools. So again, congratulations, and at this time, I believe we are going to have the first video.
Hi, I'm Beth Winkler, and I nominated Dr. Laura Bowling to the Plain Local Hall of Distinction. Laura has always been dedicated to her education. I like to think it was my influence all those years ago when I forced her to play school sitting in a cardboard box so that she couldn't crawl away. I distinctly remember the end of her senior year of high school. I had graduated from college and Michelle was home for the summer. The power went out, and Laura was devastated because she had exams for which she had to study. Probably Mr. Thompson's physics exam or Madame Moser's French exam. Other students, maybe myself included, would have used the power outage as an excuse to go to bed, but not Laura. Michelle and I stayed up and hunted for candles so that she could pull her all-nighter. This dedication to her education continued through her 4 years at Princeton and then through her master's and PhD work at the University of Washington in Seattle. That dedication was so strong that my parents wondered if she would ever leave college. And I guess, in reality, she did not. When interviewing for her position of an associate professor in the agronomy department at Purdue University, she switched her focus from her personal education to how she could serve students. In our conversations, she asked for specific teaching strategies and methodologies that would help her in her classes. Most of us know that this is very, very rare in the university setting. We all probably had professors who were experts in their fields, but not in the art of teaching. This is what sets Laura apart. She is not only an expert in the field of agronomy, but also a master in the classroom and in professional relationships. She completely understands that there is not much difference between that high school senior and that incoming Purdue freshman or sophomore. Laura is humorous and sarcastic and clearly one of the smartest people I know, but she is also real and down to earth, which is important because her field work is wet and dirty, and the stories of her changing in her car out of her work boots and Carhartts to skirts and heels, and the sometimes missing article of needed clothing are always entertaining. She uses her expertise to help meet students where they are, and as a research supervisor, helps them continue their growth through their own graduate degrees. Because of her mentoring, there have been many successful graduate students in her field. Laura has been published and honored, and Laura is also the first female head of Purdue's agronomy department. But these are only pieces of the humanistic impact that she has had and will have for all women in STEM, as well as all of her students and colleagues. Laura does what she says she is going to do, helps people and the environment. She makes a difference, and that is why it was an honor for me to nominate her. Thank you.
Wow, that is an introduction that only a sister can give, full of overwhelming love and support, and embarrassing stories that were never supposed to be repeated. So thanks, Beth. And thank you to all of you. Thank you to the Plain Local Schools Foundation. I am very touched and honored to be recognized in this way. And I'm well aware that there are probably many other alums of Plain Local Schools out there who are equally deserving of being recognized, who didn't happen to have the Plain Local Teacher of the Year as an older sister. So thank you again for all of the time and effort you put into the nomination. And because I also know that Beth needed a little nudging to actually do it before she retired, thank you to Scott Farrell for being the voice on her shoulder over the past few decades. I will leave it up to all of you to decide if that was the angel or the devil. But so like many of you in the room, I am also an educator. So we'll start with a pop quiz. Who here knows what agronomy is? All right, well, a few, my family included, but that's okay. I had no idea what agronomy was either when I applied to Purdue 20 years ago. And at the time that I graduated from Glen Oak in 1989, I had no idea that I would end up working in agriculture or even that I would get a PhD in civil engineering. And that's okay, because my public school, plain local education prepared me to take advantage of all of the opportunities that life put in my path. That started early on with my kindergarten teacher, Mrs. Meese, who taught me the importance of community by greeting me by name, my name, not my sister's name, even 15 years after kindergarten when she saw me in the grocery store. That continued with my middle school algebra teacher, Mrs. Johnson, who demonstrated dedication and taught me perseverance when she met with me over the summer so I could finish Algebra 2 one-on-one when that became something very important to me. Continued in high school when my geometry teacher, Mr. Mosier, taught me the power of being passionate about what you do, whether anyone else in that room was at all passionate about it, because that man loved geometry more than the rest of the class. I also benefited from his wife, Madame Mosier, who taught me the joy of exploring other communities in a trip to France in 1988. And then finally, Rick Thompson, who's here tonight, my cross-country coach and AP physics teacher. He did not succeed in making much of a runner out of me, but he did teach me the fundamentals of physical science that really has been the backbone of my career and really the area in which I've studied. Coupled with a small amount of competitiveness, because we together designed a mousetrap vehicle in the basement of his house that went on to win the state science Olympiad competition. But really, that was all Rick. I stood by and watched while he designed the car. But to all of these teachers and all of the other educators that I can't mention tonight, thank you so much. And also to all of my family who are here to support me tonight, both those that are connected by blood and those that are connected by love, thank you so much for being here. I would not be where I am today without all of the mentors in my life, so thank you to all of you who served that role.
Good evening. My name is Eric Snyder, and it's my pleasure to introduce Scott Lazinski to you. I've known Scott since we were in 4th grade at Plain Center Elementary. Our friendship really started about 2 years later at Middle Branch, and since then, our friendship has grown and endured the miles of separation. We've been at each other's important life events and always make time to see one another whenever the circumstances allow. Scott is a worthy inductee into Plain Local's Hall of Distinction. In everything he does, he seeks excellence, and as I think about the hallmarks of Scott's life, I think about 3 words: humble, competent, and faithful. Scott has achieved great successes in every period of his life: at Glen Oak, at the Air Force Academy, in the Air Force and Reserves, and at Raytheon. The successes have never gone to his head. He always makes time for his family and friends, and he never makes the conversation about him. He's always interested in others and what is going on in their lives. Scott's humility has made him a good friend, a good soldier, a good husband and father, and a good employee. Anyone who knows Scott knows that you won him in your organization because of his competence. He was at the top of our class at Glen Oak, a distinguished graduate from the United States Air Force Academy, and was given the responsibility to train new Air Force navigators because of his excellent performance as a C-130 navigator. Scott is literally a rocket scientist with degrees in astronautical engineering and aerospace engineering. His work in the military and the private sector focused on projects that secured our defense and provided for our well-being as a nation. In all of these endeavors, Scott demonstrated the highest level of competence, and he continues learning and contributing in all his spheres of life today. Scott is a faithful husband, father, son, sibling, and friend. Scott knows what it means to be faithful. He took an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States of America from all enemies, foreign or domestic. He was accepted and chose a path at the academy that not many 18-year-olds choose. And he finished what he started, even as the days were long and difficult. He's been deployed in hot spots around the world and defended our country, not because it was easy, but because of the oath he took. He can be counted on whether the task is big or small. When we think about members of a hall of distinction, the attributes of humility, competence, and faithfulness are ones that any decision committee should look for. You can be confident that Scott embodies these attributes. My congratulations to all the inductees, and a special congratulations to you, Scott. Thank you for the privilege of being your friend for all these years. Keep aiming high.
This heavy. Well, I'd be remiss without saying one thing first. So 10 years ago at the induction ceremony, I reached out and found my wife. So thank you, Amanda, for doing that. So I would first like to thank the selection committee. What a true honor this is to be among my fellow inductees, along with past inductees, such as my sister and my neighbor growing up, Mike Seifert. Speaking of Mike, you know who wanted to be like Mike throughout our whole high school career? Mr. Eric Schneider. I mean, that was such a special introduction. Thank you so much. And it is such a privilege to be sharing this moment with you and your parents and Kristen. I really appreciate you guys being here. My parents, my brother and sister, my wife Heather, we've always supported each other. And who would have thought that 44 years ago, moving from Chicago to Plain Local, that we'd be here tonight. Thank you for everything you've done for me throughout my life. So, I always speak so highly of my high school experience. And I feel that I am very confident that the Plain Local schools were incredible, played an incredible role in my life. I would consider them nationally a national standard. And I could truly say this with my experience going through the Air Force Academy. The freshman year there, as Eric alluded to, is very tough. But the rigor and the expectations set by all the educators at Glen Oak High School prepared me well. And I can truly say that the best and the brightest are there. I was not the best, I was not the brightest, but I was certainly one of the best prepared individuals at that institution. And that served me well for all 4 years, leading on to my career as both an engineer and an Air Force officer. And so the whole person concept that was that the Plain Local Schools developed in me really shown true with my just the incredible career that I've had. And I want to just say, I want to recognize a lot of folks. So let's start out with history and travel and economics and just overall how to deal with people. Mr. Bricker, Mr. Granchi, Mr. Gravilla, Nicodemo, Herr Retman, and Herr Timpey. They just provided this foundation of love and passion for the world. Folks that taught me how to organize my thoughts and write them down on paper. Mr. Ferrara, Mr. Sharkey, and Miss Taliski Clark. Folks that gave me an amazing technical foundation that served me well throughout my career as an engineer. Mr. Moser, Mr. Guiley, Mr. Yoder, Mr. Fate, Mrs. Meccarelli, and Mr. Thompson. I still use your matrix of crossing out the units to make my calculations precise. And then the fortitude and the toughness to overcome a difficult situation. Coach Musi, Gregory Appling, Coach Bolus, Little, Burrows, Christensen, and Porter. And then leadership and team building that I could always utilize as an Air Force officer. Coach Cummings, Miss DeGarmo, and Mr. Namey. I don't know how you managed 700 student consoles before the internet and email. That is an incredible feat. It really is. So to all, to the past educators in Plain Local, I say thank you. To present and future educators, I say set high expectations and your students will fly. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Victoria Newkirk, and I am nominating Andreas Ellis. For the past 10 years, I have had the unique opportunity to serve in various roles. It was my time as the Director of Equity and Inclusiveness that I had the privilege of crossing paths with the remarkable Andrea Ellis. Andrea, like so many others across our county, state, and nation, is deeply committed to the vision of Plain Local Schools. As a student at Glen Oak High School, she excelled in and out of the classroom. In 2015, she was inducted to the Golden Eagle Athletic Hall of Fame for her contributions in softball, track, and basketball, having played a key role in her team's 1989 state championship. Her accomplishments didn't stop there. She went on to play at Ashland University, where she holds the record for the most steals and earned a Bachelor of Arts degree. Not one to rest on her laurels, she continued her education, earning a master's degree from the University of Akron, where she now serves as the Director of Alumni and Development for the School of Law. Her son is also a junior at the university. In addition to her professional success, Andrea has been recognized for her leadership and service. She is a member of Leadership Orville. She is a Silver Star member of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority and a lifelong member of Mount Calvary Missionary Baptist Church. These are just a few of the many organizations where she makes a meaningful impact. What impresses me the most is her dedication to Plain Local Schools. While raising her son and becoming a rock star, she volunteered her time working concessions and served as the round ball secretary for 2 years. So when I invited her to speak to our student body in February, she answered the call. Andrea embodies quiet strength. She is kind, caring, and empathetic, yet strong and resilient. I like to call her the quiet storm. So without further ado, it is my honor to introduce you to Andrea Forster Ellis.
Thank you. Wow, that's an incredible introduction there to follow. So, good evening, everyone. I stand here deeply humbled and honored to be inducted into the Plain Local Schools Alumni Association Hall of Distinction. That's better. First and foremost, I want to express my gratitude to Miss Victoria Newkirk for nominating me. Ms. Newkirk's role is vital to the future of this district, and I applaud Plain Local for recognizing that this position is needed now more than ever. When I was a student here, this role didn't exist. But fortunately, I have a strong and supportive family to step in and uplift me when I needed it. But not all children who look like me have the same support system. Plain Local has gained someone in Mrs. Newkirk who truly understands the experiences of many of these students. Sometimes you need someone who looks like you in a leadership role, who will speak up when change is needed and be an advocate for the voices that too often go unheard. Thank you again, Plain Local, for recognizing that. And thank you, Mrs. Newkirk, for all that you do. Reflecting on my time in Plain Local, I have been fortunate to have crossed paths with so many remarkable teachers who shaped my journey. A couple of them are my Facebook friends to this day. Phil Rosnick, who was my 7th grade teacher, and Joyce Rigoli, who was my home ec teacher. I'm like, we keep up with our daily lives on Facebook, so I'm still, that just shows you just how much they cared. So I want to specifically acknowledge 3 people who left an indelible mark on my life: Larry Snyder, Kathy Ellison, and Gary Isler. These 3 were not just excellent teachers and outstanding coaches. They were people who cared and inspired me both on and off the basketball court. And I will always be grateful for their influence in my life. I want to mention also something special that Larry Snyder did that he didn't have to do. When I first started playing basketball in 7th grade, no one in my family played basketball. So it was new for me to have to go back and forth, to practice. And sometimes my mom wasn't able to take me home or back and forth. Larry Snyder, on numerous occasions, would fill that role and give me a ride back and forth to practice. And he probably has no idea how impactful that was for my family, for me, and my growth, but that just really shows you some of the things that the teachers in my life, the people in my life in Plain Local, the impact that they had. To my friends here tonight, thank you. The fact that you thought enough of me to come and celebrate this moment means the world to me. I am blessed to have you as friends and honored to be in your company. And lastly, to my family, I simply would not be here without you. Your love, your support, your guidance, and sometimes your brutal honesty has carried me through every step of my life. Our bond has carried us over mountains, and I know that I am who I am because of you. This award is as much yours as it is mine. Thank you all. Thank you, everyone.
Hi, I'm Nicole Markham, and this is my husband, Jason. We're the parents of Jared. Our son, Jared, was truly a remarkable young man, wise beyond his years. From an early age, he accepted people for who they were and not what they could give him. On the playground, he declared other kids friends as soon as he learned their names. As he got older, his compassion for others grew. He was happy encouraging others to shine while he supported them from the sidelines. I remember Jared coming home from middle school one day, having learned that a classmate passed away by suicide. The suspected reason was bullying. Jared was incredibly upset. Even though he had never met that young man, Jared said, "Mom, I would have been his friend." And that was Jared through and through. Jared loved school and was incredibly excited to attend college. He loved learning and trying new things. I wish I could have seen him in college and in the workforce. I like to think, based on his work ethics and personality, that he would have been amazing in whatever his professional career would have been. We honestly believe that Jared would have never left the Plain Township community. He loved Middle Branch, Glenwood, Oakwood, and Glen Oak. He was a true golden eagle at heart. I know he was planning on proposing to his high school sweetheart at some point, and they would have raised their children in Plain Local schools. We knew that we were going to be wearing green and gold for a very long time while attending all of our events that our grandchildren were going to be in. Jared was an 8-year member of the band, starting in 5th grade and continuing through graduation. He was definitely a favorite among the band directors. He was always there with a helping hand and a bright smile. Even though he did not have a future in music, he was passionate about the Glen Oak Band. Jared played baseball for Plain Local in Holly Hills for several years and then made the jump to lacrosse, as that was a newer sport for our community. I'm not sure what contributions Jared would have made to the Plain community or the schools, except to be one of the biggest supporters and fan. Jared graduated in May of 2020 during the pandemic shutdown. There were so many things the seniors didn't get to do that year, but he never complained. Even college was online. Jared was tragically killed in a tanker truck explosion on Route 8 in Akron on August 25th, 2020, just shy of his 19th birthday. He had so much life in him and so many things I know he wanted to do, try and see. He had plans for his life and his future that will never happen now. I ask that you please consider honoring him, his memory, and his love for Plain Local Schools in the Hall of Distinction.
Good evening. We want to thank you and thank Plain Local Foundation for creating this new wing of the Hall of Distinction. Jared would have been honored and humbled to be inducted as he was incredibly proud to be a Golden Eagle. He would like to share just a little bit more about him. Actually, 23 years ago today, Jared came into this world. Yes, today is his birthday. So that's, from the moment we first looked at him, his mother and I knew he was very special. But we could never imagine how incredible, what a man he was going to be. We moved to Plain Township in January 2005 when Jared was 4 years old. A year later, he started his career at Plain Local, starting at Plain Center in kindergarten, then to Middle Branch, and now all the way up through Glen Oak. He participated in the band all through, starting in Glenwood, 5th grade. He was a trombone player. He loved the trombone. He was going to be a trombone player before even band started. Friday nights was his night in marching band. He was a leader on the field, off the field. He was the first one to arrive and the last one to leave. He was there for Mr. Irwin, Miss Louds, Miss Giada to do anything that they needed him to do. He would haul the equipment up to the stadium. He would load the trucks. He'd be there to unload it and stay until it was all done. And same work ethic came into concert season. He was the first one there to set up the stadium, the stage for the concerts. He's there to break everything down and take it back because, the stage is used so much that it had to be cleared for the next thing that was coming up in the morning. So there was nothing was waiting. But as much as he loved the band, his true love really came as part of the light and sound department, which he spent his last 3 years at the school doing. He's taken in as much knowledge as he could, learning and teaching others the way only Jared could. The one thing about Jared, he never wanted to be the star standing on the stage. His dream was to make the star shine as bright as possible. His work and dedication behind the scenes of the musicals, the ballets, and the plays helped him put outstanding performances onto the stage at Glen Oak High School, something Jared was very proud to be part of. Like Nicole said, Jared graduated from Glen Oak May of 2020 during the pandemic. And we all know how much was taken away from that senior class. The one thing about Jared, you never heard him complain. He took it in stride like he did everything in life. He stayed calm, cool, and collective despite whatever he had to face. Jared loved school and was incredibly excited about going to college. He could have gone anywhere. He had offers to many different schools, but he chose to stay close at home, to stay close to family and friends, and go to the University of Akron. With his work ethic and his personality, I am sure that he would have been amazing at whatever professional career path he would have followed. The one thing is certain, Jared was a Golden Eagle through and through. There was no doubt that he was going to stay in Plain Township, get married, most likely to his high school sweetheart, and raise his family right here. Green and gold ran through him deep. As we said, Jared was killed August 25th, 2020 in an accident on Route 8, just day 2 of his college career, and just shy of his 19th birthday. He had so much life in him and so many things that I know he wanted to do, things that just got cut short. The outpouring of support, the way the community came together to lift each other up and to find strength was amazing. We all know about the big rock out there that gets painted over and over again. That day, right after he died, the band painted his name on it. And not one sport, not one group would touch it. To the point that I had to threaten the class of 2021 that they had to do something or I was going to do it. So, and they still wouldn't do it without me giving them the permission. Jared would have told you he had few friends, few people that really truly cared about him. But as to anyone that may have come to pay their respects at his calling hours would have witnessed, that was a lie. Because the line stretched for hours with everyone whose lives Jared ever touched in any way waited patiently, waited their turn to say goodbye. Jared would not want us to cry over him or sit around with tears in our eyes and sour looks in our faces. He would want us to smile and remember all the good times and the good memories we hold in our hearts. He would want us to go out in this crazy, messed up world and do what we can to make it a better world for all of us. Go and be the best person we can be. Live our life like he did, with compassion and caring and love. Love each other as he loved all of us. We will never forget you. We hold you close to our hearts for the rest of our lives. We are proud to have known you and to be able to call you son and have you call us mom and dad. We ask that you look down from the heavens and help us protect your family. Fly high, Jared. Soar like an eagle. And happy birthday. Again, thank you, Plain Local Foundation, for honoring our son, and we are immensely proud to be part of this organization on behalf of Jared.
The Rotary Club of Plain Township is being honored with the Community Partner of the Year Award, and we couldn't be more excited. This award means a lot to us because it recognizes all the hard work we've done to make our community a better place, whether it's organizing food drives, helping with local projects, or supporting students and families. Our goal has always been to put service above self. That means we focus on helping others before thinking about ourselves. Being recognized for this in Stark County shows that our efforts are making a real difference, and we are truly honored to receive this award. It's a proud moment for our club and a reminder that when we work together, we can achieve amazing things.
Hi, my name is Bob Schaffner.
And I am Bob's wife, Kathy Schaffner. We are here today to talk about the Plain Township Rotary Club and the recent recognition that we received for being named the Foundation Community Partner of the Year.
As a resident of Plain Township my entire life and a member of our local Rotary Club for over 25 years, I feel fortunate to have been part of numerous projects for students and to improve school facilities.
It is only fitting that our club received the honor this year as we approached our 40th anniversary of serving our community. 40 years ago, in the first year of our organization, our club's project was to raise money to award a scholarship to a Glen Oak student.
Since then, we have served and supported our local schools, parks, fire department, and charities for providing playground equipment, classroom laptops for literacy, pavilions, emergency vehicles, and many hours of volunteering for various programs. Our club recognizes good citizenship through our elementary school Student of the Month. We send students to the RILA Student Leadership Conference, have sponsored a Tomorrow Leaders program, and many more opportunities for students through the years.
It has been our intent to do our best to provide resources, financial support, and man and woman power for projects that will make our community a better place to live. Through this work, we as members of the club have benefited as well in the relationships that we have built with others.
In closing, I would like to promise you that our Rotary Club plans to continue our support of the Plain Local Schools and our community in as many ways as we are able. Our motto is service above self, and we hope to demonstrate that through our continued commitment to you, the Plain Township community.
Thank you very much. I think Bob and Kathy did a better job at that than I'm going to do right now. So before I begin, though, I would, if we could, let's give another round of applause for Jared and his family that are here this evening. Oh, I didn't realize I would be joined. Yeah, this makes it even more sweeter. Well, it is truly an honor for the Rotary Club of Plain Township to receive the Community Partner of the Year Award. This recognition means a great deal to us because it highlights our dedication to serving our community and putting service above self. We are proud to be part of Plain Township and Stark County, and today I'd like to share a little bit about what this award represents and why it's so meaningful to us. Our club has always been committed to making a positive impact in the lives of others. And one of the ways we do this is through our partnership with Stark County Hunger Task Force. We've worked closely with them to help address food insecurities in our area through their backpack program. The work we've done together has helped provide thousands of meals to those in need, and it's been a powerful reminder of how much we can achieve when we come together as a community. During the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic, we also saw an opportunity to support our local restaurants, eateries, and businesses and the hardworking people behind them. Through our Restaurant Give Back initiative, we were able to bless many local family-owned restaurants with a monetary donation for them to use as they saw fit. This was important for us to do, as each of these restaurants always lend their support during our fundraising events. Not to mention, through the power of social media, we were able to promote local eateries, encouraging our members and the communities that surround them to order takeout to help keep these businesses afloat during such a difficult time. It was a simple idea, but it made a big difference in helping our local economy stay strong and show that even small acts of kindness can have a huge impact. Another area of our continuous involvement is with the Domestic Violence Project. Supporting survivors of domestic violence is a cause that's deeply important to our club, and one way we do this is by regularly donating essential items to those in need. Our members come together to contribute clothing, toiletries, household goods, and other supplies that can make a big difference for individuals and families who are starting over. These donations help provide relief and comfort to those facing difficult circumstances, helping them meet their basic needs during a challenging time. Our goal is to offer more than just material support. We want to show these survivors that they are cared for, and we are committed to helping them rebuild their lives with dignity and hope. And last, but certainly not least, our club is proud to support Plain Local Schools in numerous ways. One of our most cherished efforts being the recognition of outstanding students through our Student of the Month program. We honor students who exemplify the values of the Rotary four-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? These core principles reflect the kind of leadership and integrity that we hope to encourage in young people. By championing these values, we aim to inspire students to lead with honesty, fairness, and compassion, both in their schools and their communities. As we look ahead, our hopes and aspirations are simple but powerful: to continue serving our community in meaningful ways. Whether it's through ongoing projects or new initiatives, our club is dedicated to identifying the needs of Stark County and finding ways to meet them. We want to leave a lasting impact that goes beyond just immediate assistance. We hope to inspire others to get involved and create a ripple effect of kindness and generosity throughout our community. We believe that our actions speak louder than words, and we strive to be a Rotary Club that Plain Township and Stark County can always count on. We're incredibly grateful to be recognized with this award, but even more than that, we're grateful for the opportunity to serve. It is our privilege to put the needs of our community above our own, and we look forward to continuing this journey together. We are proud to be your Community Partner of the Year, and we can't wait to see what more we can accomplish together in the years to come. Thank you very much.
Dr. Louis Shaheen, or Dr. Lou as he is often called, is a board-certified experienced internist who has been in practice for over 37 years. His commitment to patient care and his extensive experience makes him an asset to the medical community in Canton. Following his graduation from Glen Oak High School in 1978, Dr. Shaheen earned his bachelor's degree at the University of Mount Union in 1982. He earned his medical degree from The Ohio State University in 1986. He completed both his internship and residency at Akron City Hospital. He started practicing medicine at Mansard Medical Associates and has been a member of the Altman Hospital medical staff since 1989. He has served on many hospital committees over the years. Additionally, he served as the chair of the Department of Internal Medicine from 1997 to 2002 and president of the medical staff from 2004 to 2005. He also was honored by being selected as co-recipient of the Medical Staff Leadership Award in 1997. In 2021, he was inducted into the Hippocrates Honor Society that recognizes physician pillars of our community. Created by the Altman medical staff, it is a lifetime achievement award that recognizes physicians who exemplify the qualities of professionalism, excellence, compassion, integrity, and leadership. One of his nominations said, "Dr. Shaheen is an excellent doctor who really cares about his patients. In my 32 years employed at Altman, I have heard so many patients as well as employees speak very highly of Dr. Shaheen. He sincerely cares and takes the time with his patients to get to know them and help them." Dr. Shaheen also has been in the top 5 finalists for the repository's Best of the Best Family Physician in Stark County. He also has served as a physician on call for the Hall of Fame enshrinees and their families during the Pro Football Hall of Fame festivities for the past several years. Dr. Shaheen and his wife Lori are the parents of 4 children. Dr. Shaheen has been our immediate and extended family physician for many years, and I can attest that he goes above and beyond for his patients. He brings dedication and humanity to his practice and provides personal attention and compassionate care. When I was growing up, doctors made house calls. That is no longer the norm. He does not make house calls, but he does make phone calls. He consistently follows up and communicates with his patients in a very caring and concerning way. He is known for following his patients when they are hospitalized and staying with his patients and their family members for extended periods of time to make sure they are okay. Dr. Shaheen has been most supportive of helping our family navigate the world of elder care. Tough yet sensitive decisions often had to be made, and Dr. Shaheen always provided support and guidance to us as we made those difficult decisions. To honor a physician is to recognize the heart that heals, the mind that comforts, and the hands that guide us through the most vulnerable moments. It is a great honor to present Dr. Louis Shaheen to the Plain Local Hall of Distinction.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'd let someone keep my notes here, but they wouldn't be able to read it, so I'll get started here. But thank you, Monica, for those words. That's very nice. And you have to learn how to take care of patients out of this somewhere. And I learned it from the start in Plain Local and my family. And we were told about this. They told us to keep it brief and to give some memories from Glen Oak. I will do that. But first I have to start with my family, my Plain Local family, who are somewhere here tonight. Starting with my sister Lucy, a class of 71 of Oakwood. All my 3 older siblings went to Oakwood. I was 1 year Oakwood, 3 years at Glen Oak when the schools combined. My sister Lucy here tonight, she was a majorette, and she was the first of all of us to be dedicated to choir at Plain Local with Mr. Shelley and the gang in those years. And she went on to be a teacher and is a retired Lake High School teacher. Next is my sister Jamie, class of 73. She was a cheerleader and she also was in the choir and so much in love with music that after 1 year of nursing school, went to music school and became a graduate of Kent State for that, and then moved out to Las Vegas and LA, where she still sings today, making a living among so many starving artists out there. My brother Fred was class of 75. He was band and choir, and he was student council president of 1975 when the schools combined, so was instrumental in a lot of the meetings there when things were happening quickly behind the scenes and stuff. So as Mr. Neiman would probably mention that. But all three of my siblings were great mentors, great role models. I look up to them still today, and I thank them for their support all the years in what I do. But my parents are so special. My mom is here tonight. Peggy's, wave everybody. So my dad unfortunately passed in 1997, but my parents were big champions of Plain Local. They were involved with choir parents and band parents, and my brother's senior year, I believe, my dad was the chair or the president of the band parents. I'm sure my mom did all the work behind the scenes for that too. So, but they're champions of Plain Local. My mom still lives in Plain Local. My sister and I have moved to Jackson, and when my mom downsized from her house to a condo, would she come out to Jackson? No, she would not. So she's still in Plain Local today, and big lot of applause for that for mom. But they're such great role models too. Our house was the place to be through all my siblings' friends, and several of our friends still call my parents their second parents to their own. And I appreciate their guidance and their support all the years for me being who I am. As for high school memories, you think as a physician, I'll talk about the sciences, and I'll mention a few of those too, but really it was the arts that really got me through high school and really gave me promise of what was to come. But there, Mr. McLean, my high school biology teacher, really, I already was interested in medicine before that, but he really spurred me into the sciences more and loved his class and loved his mentorship. And he also went to Mount Union, as did Mrs. Woolley, my guidance counselor, and they were instrumental in me eventually getting to Mount Union in a roundabout way. Also, Mr. Ellsworth's class, I loved his anatomy and physiology class, but more importantly there, my lab partner was a year behind me, Judge Shirley Oy was my lab partner back in those days, my junior year, her sophomore year. And then Mr. Helmick, my physics teacher, and who makes physics not only fun, but interesting and educational too, but he was amazing. But a lot of my memories are from the language arts and the musical arts. And first, language arts, I will never forget, and we talk about this when we do our reunions every 5 years, but Ms. Tilitsky, who was just Ms. Tilitsky then. We had small group, large group then, and my small group consisted at that time with Dr. Tom Fleming, who's a doctor of astronomy, who's still a doctor out in Arizona. Dr. Gib Raleigh, who's a local physician already, and Dr. Mike Linz, who's also a member of this Hall of Distinction. And all three of us were in a small group, and the big memory there was that those days, maybe they still do it now, we did To Kill a Mockingbird, and we did a reading of that among other students in that class, had an amazing reading, and to this day, that book and that movie is one of my favorites. And it was also Ms. Tilitsky's first year that she will recall, and tell anyone who will ask. So good memories for that. Other English teachers that really got me through a tough time there was Ms. Bosworth, my sophomore and junior year, Mr. Ellsworth, who closed his eyes and pronounced words verbatim, the rhyme of the ancient mariner. I'd sit there and close his eyes and recite it by memory. And who forget Mr. Namey, when you're worried about going into English class and worried about studying sonnets and Shakespeare, he's breaking down the song Daniel from Elton John, and how cool was that, huh? And of course, all his mentorship on student council over the years too. And on to the musical arts, where so much of what I become, you learn the discipline, you learn teamwork, you're in dedication with Mr. Shelley at those times, and I hear the tradition has kept on with the current teacher too, as you can see with the tonight's Drifters performance. But you learn so much from Mr. Shelley and the concerts and the other concerts, the Masons, the musicals that most of the choir people loved. And I was a drifter. I was lucky enough to go to New York City my junior year with the whole choir, and then Minneapolis with the Drifters my senior year. But so many lessons and so many friends from that. My best friends from high school were from choir and band, for choir, I'm sorry. And ironically, some of those were all in the physics class too. One lesser noted thing about me is, since they brought the yearbooks in, I wasn't going to tell the story, but Monica said I had to. I was a nerdy Latin student as a sophomore in high school, and when the schools combined from Oakwood and Glenwood to Glen Oak, they had a contest to name the yearbook. So I put down a few Latin words, and one of the words I put down was aurum, which is the Latin word for gold, and that's still a yearbook name today. So I got one free yearbook out of that, so thank you. And finally, my current family, my wife couldn't make it tonight. She had elective surgery a few weeks ago and couldn't make it. I have 4 beautiful kids who are all successful in their fields also. And as far as I'm concerned, as their parents, their only fault they have is they didn't go to Plain Local schools. So thank you, Monica. Thank you again for the committee, and congratulations to the other Shinees tonight. Appreciate it.
Good evening, Eagle Nation. I am honored to present an inductee this evening and thankful for the Plain Local Schools Foundation. Your commitment to the district and our teachers is unmatched in Stark County. Thank you for that, and this evening to recognize some truly remarkable people that have impacted the Plain Local School District. Tonight, I am honored to introduce Kathy Jordan as an inductee into the Plain Local Schools Foundation Hall of Distinction. I have worked alongside Kathy for 18 years and consider her and her family to be good friends. Kathy worked 29 years as a treasurer in the Plain Local Schools and also was a treasurer in Conotton Valley and Tusky Valley. Kathy was instrumental in the passage of a bond issue that helped create the community campus at Glen Oak High School. This campus now serves as the hub of our community and has brought an identity to Plain Township. She also helped pass an operating levy in 2009 that has allowed the district to continue to offer outstanding programming for all students. She also led during a global pandemic. Kathy administered federal dollars during this time, and all monies were used to update the learning environment for all students and staff. Kathy is a true Eagle and demonstrates the values and characteristics that every person should strive to achieve. Most importantly, Kathy is a kind and passionate person. She cared about every student and staff member during her time as treasurer. She wanted every child in the district to have the best education possible and removed any barriers to those goals. Every decision she made was made with the students in mind. If there was a need for a program or staff member, Kathy made it happen, even in times where money was tight. She cared about every student, and that made her special and different than most treasurers. She is a remarkable person and will be greatly missed in the district. In addition to these achievements, her family remained her top priority. Her husband, Matt, also a treasurer, and her sons, Tommy and Marshall, are her joy. We shared many stories about our families, and I enjoyed watching her boys grow up and the pride Kathy had in talking about each of them. She adores her husband, Matt, and it has been a pleasure getting to know and work with Matt, and he is a wonderful support for Kathy. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your family for the past 18 years. So now, I would like to introduce Kathy Jordan as the newest member of the Plain Local Schools Foundation Hall of Distinction. Go Eagles!
Thank you. That's beautiful. Thank you. Wow, Brent, thank you. I wish I was coming to work tomorrow. We'd probably get along all day. That was very kind. Thank you. Well, it's humbling to be here this evening. Good evening, everyone. A lot of friends and family in this room. First thing I'd like to do is I'd really like to thank the members, past and present, of the Plain Local Foundation and the Alumni Association for this honor, and for the dedication and true passion you've had for the district all these years, and all you've done for the staff and our students. I've been blessed, really, to have a firsthand view of all the efforts and all the achievements, and can attest to what a difference you've made in the life of our students and our staff for so many years. Second, I'd like to express my sincere congratulations to the other inductees this evening. You're a true testament to Plain Local, and the entire community is proud of you. The Rotary has been such a great partner to the district, and I thank you as the former CFO and as a mom. And to the Markham family, what a fitting honor for Jared. He is forever an Eagle. Next, I want to thank Brent. He's been my work partner and my friend for countless years now. Thank you for nominating me for this humbling honor. In my 35 years in educational administration, his drive and commitment to this district and to public education is unparalleled. He is a true definition of a great leader. His vision, along with the Board of Education, both past and present there too, with our staff, and with this community, who has always been supportive of our dynamic educational strategies, which has moved this district forward. These same groups, the board, our staff, have stepped up and defended those people who would change the fabric of this district. And this district is a micro version of society's demographics. They've stepped up and helped us. In that same vein, I would really like to thank all the members of the Board of Education. These individuals are true servant leaders, and very few people will ever know what they have sacrificed personally to stand up and do the right thing for this district. Also, I'd like to thank my husband, Matt, and our sons. Matt has made it possible to balance raising two sons, who, as Brent mentioned, have now both graduated from Glen Oak. He's dealt with my numerous health issues and allowed me to continue my career. Thank you, honey. I'm honored to have my core family here tonight as well. My 90-year-old father is here, a retired Marine, who's still a director of Toys for Tots for Tuscarawas County, and his dear companion, Lavina. My cousins, Eddie and Diana Ruff, are here, and my other set of cousins drove in from Indiana. Thank you. I love you all. And my brother from another mother, our former business manager, Tom Brabson's here as well with us, and Laura, his wife. When I was notified of this award, I was asked to talk about educators in the district who had an impact on me. Well, that's a little bit different from me, since I didn't graduate from Plain Local, and it took me 29 years to finish with the district. But I pondered the question, and I realized just how blessed I'd really been over the last 29 years. I've had a plethora of educators and other staff in this district make a difference in my life, both as a treasurer and as a mom. We have nearly 700 contracted employees, and we issue over 1,300 W-2s a year and nearly a $100 million budget. I couldn't possibly pick one person, because I've learned so much from so many of them over the years. When I came here in 1995, thank you, Chet Shoemaker, as I learned, I was told that I needed to learn the plain way, which I did. There is no easy way to put that into words, but to try to sum it up, we are a large district that operates as a small district, and we take care of everyone as an individual. This is not an easy challenge, but it is a huge part of our fabric of who we are and how we take care of everyone under our umbrella. This is what makes us different. My role has been to support and understand that task in all areas, academics, arts, and athletics, while at the same time ensure the community that we are good stewards of our resources. The administrative team throughout the years has been and continues to be driven to take care of our students and staff. If I started to name names, we'd still be here when the game starts tomorrow night. But I do want to say to my central office guys who have done everything from Mike Babbix has had to carry my purse when I didn't feel well, to Brian Matthews, they and Brent, I can tell you the guys leave it on the floor every day. They come 7 days a week, they do it all. Thank you so much. And Tom, We've all worked together so long. Thank you. And to the rest of the team. The school district is in very good hands. And I'd like to share an example for you about the Plain way, and I think maybe the most critical demonstration of how Plain is different during my tenure. About 15 years ago, the state made drastic cuts to us, and for the first time ever, we had deflation in our property values. We lost over $100 million in valuation, all at the same time. Everything went wrong at once. And we hadn't been able to pass an operating levy. Revenue was bleak. We had to make cuts mid-year. We entered negotiations with all 3 unions. The unions all stepped up. All the unions agreed to 4 years without any salary steps. And they also got no percentage on the base for several years. I would challenge you, because I know there isn't any, no other districts in the state had 4 years of no salary steps, plus freezes on the base. This, along with the reduction plan we had to implement, and then finally passing that operating levy, allowed us to right the ship. I will say to you, there were many sleepless nights during that time, worrying about the projections, implementing the plan, conveying to the staff and the community the situation, and asking the board to approve these actions, which meant a lot of backlash and loss of jobs. I am proud to stand here tonight and say that because we do have relationships built on trust and respect in this district because of the people who are in this district. We have not been back on the ballot since 2009. And we have found creative funding streams to provide amazing opportunities for our kids, from the IB program at the high school, to arts and music from elementary up, to ever-developing athletic facilities. The highlight and the vision of those who came before us and those who are with us today, such as Bill Meese in the past, Jackie, our past and present board members, to have one high school on that community campus has been quite a journey, and it has came to fruition. Every time I turn onto Snyder to this day and I crest the little hill and I see the high school and that whole campus, I can't help but smile from what used to be the farm. It's in use 7 days a week, and it offers the true community hub. Our kids have amazing creative spaces and so many choices to pursue their interests. The theater, which thanks to the foundation, has that 300-seat balcony, and it's used by the district and the community. And it offers real-world work experiences for our career tech students, and it's a great venue for our musical students. The public library, I don't know how many of you know, it was the first of its kind in the state that didn't have separate spaces for the public and the students. So that was a challenge to develop at that time. We didn't separate our students from the public. There was the great collaboration with Stark Parks, so the community's using the trail all the way around the campus. These things are the testament to the Plain way. This is why we fight for public education. We serve all and we take all. We meet our kids where they're at. There's no profit or loss statement on their head. In closing, thank you to everyone in this room for all that you have given and for welcoming me 29 years ago into this district and allowing me to become part of your family. I know the Plain way, and I'm so blessed to have spent this time with you and the thousands of people who work and volunteer each year to make sure our kids find their spot in this beautiful tapestry of a district. Thank you.
It is important to share the backstory of how I discovered that Mac Worthington was a Plain Local alum. My husband and I made an impromptu trip to Ostrander, Ohio, where Mac's gallery and studio are located. My husband, who is interested in sculpture, wanted to ask him some questions. We had no appointment, yet Mac graciously spent 45 minutes answering my husband's questions, followed by a tour of his gallery and studio. We explained to him that we learned of his work through the late attorney and Canton City Council President Alan Schulman. Alan and his wife Christine are collectors of his works. When Alan spearheaded an effort to get outdoor sculptures for downtown Canton, he contacted his friend Mac. I recently learned that Mac generously donated the sculpture that is located on the square in downtown Canton. As we were leaving, he asked us where we were from, and we said Canton. He immediately told us that he had graduated from Glenwood High School in 1965. A light bulb immediately went off in my head thinking, I need to nominate him for the Hall of Distinction. He also shared with us that his father, who was a classically trained artist, sculpted the bronze bust of the Pro Football Hall of Fame inductees. How ironic that tonight, as he is inducted, the work of his father is next door at the Hall of Fame. Following graduation from Glenwood, he was drafted and served in Vietnam. He was in the Army's 1st Infantry Division. He volunteered for the elite long-range recon platoon. It is a special op of 11 men with 2 combat specialties and prior combat experience. Of the 11 in the platoon, Mac was one of 2 to survive and return home. After returning home, Mac announced that he wanted to pursue a career making abstract metal art. His father told him it was a waste of time and that he would never be able to make a living. Mac's response was, "Watch me." Self-taught, he has been true to those words. Today, he is an internationally recognized and locally renowned sculptor and artist. His work spans the U.S. and all over the world. All of this from an artist's haven he has created on 3 acres in Ostrander that includes a sculpture park with more than 100 of his original creations, a metal studio, a painting studio, his 1,500 square foot gallery, and his longhouse home. His specialty has long been metal sculptures. He began welding using steel and iron pieces, often recycled, to create massive and grandiose outdoor sculptures and wall decor. Over time, he honed his craft to the colorful and polished pieces he produces today. He later became painting for himself in the abstract expressionistic style, but after placing them in his gallery, they immediately began selling. Today, those paintings on metal or canvas fill his vibrant gallery as many clients' homes and businesses. Recently, after 20 months of collaboration, consulting, design, and fabrication, Mac created a truly awesome and extraordinary Mobile of Love ceiling-suspended atrium heart sculpture that spans 12 feet in diameter with 651 floating hearts that is in the Ronald McDonald House in Columbus. The Columbus area publication Step Out Columbus summed up his work best when they said, despite the volume of contemporary art and home decor that Mac has sold all over the world, he brings with him the unique ability to make each piece feel like it's the only one he is working on, whether it is a piece hanging in his gallery or one of his many commissioned pieces. Mac never stops evolving in both the modern art world and the realm of interior design. His original metalwork American flags or cityscapes are never boring and push the envelope of contemporary art. His ability to design transformative pieces for your home decor has earned him unending exposure and well-deserved respect. A Mac Worthington piece looks like nothing we already know, but his dedication to his work and his customers guarantee it will look just right in our homes, landscapes, or businesses. It is truly an honor to personally own a sculpture created by this artistic genius and present him this evening into the Plain Local Hall of Distinction.
Well, thank you very much, and a special shout out to Monica Gwynn for nominating me for this in the first place. I think she took my whole speech there. Thank you. I was raised in a family of artists. My dad did all the original Pro Football Hall of Fame busts here in Canton, along with Jim Thorpe and the Kansas City Chiefs Hall of Fame. My mother did silver work and enameling, and my nephew and nieces studied art and teach art. So my early influences were watching my dad in his studio carve out of clay his projects along with the Hall of Fame bust. And my first grade teacher, Mrs. Stump. Mrs. Stump leaned pretty hard on the arts and crafts, which was good for me. And Phil Gervasius, my friend, and high school graphic arts teacher. About a year or so after graduating from Glenwood High School, I was quickly drafted and served in Vietnam. Upon returning to the world, I worked in finance while at the same time teaching myself metal fabrication and welding to create large-scale outdoor sculptures. Luckily for me, these were well received, and I showed in galleries in Chicago and Florida, Ann Arbor, Michigan, all through Columbus, and here in Canton at the Journey Art Gallery for several years. I then moved to Columbus and opened my own gallery in the Short North Arts District. That's just north of downtown Columbus, where I showed my sculptures and paintings for some 35 years. During that time, I had the honor to work with Alan Schulman here in Canton on the Canton Arts District development and create my sculpture, Adriat Juggler, which is a permanent collection and installation downtown, as well as the Anesta Hotel and numerous Canton art collectors. Today, as Monica mentioned, my studio and galleries are on my sculpture park grounds in Ostrander, Ohio, which is about just north of Columbus. I'd like to take just a minute here and thank my wife, Mary, for being with me on this ride. She would be here this evening, but she's sitting in front of a bowl of chicken noodle soup trying to fight off the flu. And my brother, Doug, over here, and his wife, Robin, for coming down from Cuyahoga Falls to be with me. And my best friend, Don Trezino, over here, and his wife, Fran, for attending with me. I am certain that my parents are looking down this evening and gleaming in pride. And for that, I thank you very much for this privilege and honor. Thanks very much.
So as we close out tonight, the theme tonight was going home. And as I was listening to all the inductees and hearing the stories and looking in the yearbooks, and 25 years ago when I moved into this school district, and I didn't know that I would be raising 4 children who love this school district, and I have fallen in love with this school district. And it's so great to see how my family has been impacted by a legacy from each inductee in this room, and the teachers and the board and all of the folks that contribute every single day to Plain Local Schools. It is truly an honor to be a parent and a person who lives in this community. So I just want to say thank you to everyone in the room who contributes to making Plain Local home for so many. So thank you. More importantly here, the 50-50 drawing. Brent, do you want to come up here and draw the winner of $260 tonight? Hold on. Very exciting. All right. No cheating. No cheating? Okay, if you have the winning ticket, 143237. Let me say it again. 143237. Do we have a winner? No? Yes? Yes? Going once. I'll do it again. 143237. Yes, no, maybe so? All right, we're going to read it one more time and then we're going to draw again. Now, you picked the magic ticket in there. Who knew how that happened? Again, the number's 143237. It's a pink ticket. Boy, oh boy. Okay, let's try it again. Yeah, I was going to say there's a request for you to check for the ones that you purchased in your pocket. I have this on film. Okay, let's try it again. 143 470. 143 470. I saw some tickets fly in the air there, so that one wasn't it. Anyone got that number? We have a winner. All right, 143 470. For that. It will be put to very good use with our scholarships and stuff, so we really appreciate that. Brett, you want to come up and close us out?
Mr. Granchu, that was very nice of you. Thank you. In closing, just amazing stories. And, every year, probably say the same thing. I'm just more proud and proud, to live here and work here, but just the amazing opportunities our kids have. We heard it from the past, we also know it now, and that's our goal, to create as many opportunities and experiences we can for our kids to go and do what you just talked about. It's all here in Plain, and we have all backgrounds, and that's what makes this place so special. So, on behalf of the school board and the Plain Local Schools, so our inductees, congratulations, have a safe drive home, and go Eagles.